Hi Libra, thanks for joining me, and this is your reading for love and you. Now this is for the 6th of May and the following 2 weeks. Now I'm going to separate this into 3 separate readings, and we've got the first 3 cards here, which is going to be about you and your path. And then I'm going to jump back and do these 3 cards again from a love perspective. And then we're going to go to this last card here, which is advice about what you may need for yourself. Let's jump into this reading then, and we've got the Emperor to begin with. Now, this may be a man or a woman, but the characteristics that the Emperor has is one of strength, is one of control. This is someone who wants to command over their domain, and they see that anyone within their bounds is under their control. And they may come in and organise things. They may put in, systems. They may bring a lot of discipline into what you're doing or who is around you. And that might be fine because it reduces the amount of chaos and disorganisation, brings you more stability. But there are hindrances to having this sort of manager, of this sort of person who's influential in your life. Because this is a person who is building a foundation for himself. He's setting up the stability. He's putting the rules in place, the laws that he wants people to obey. And obey is the right word. And he expects people to have the self-control, have the discipline to go along with whatever his plans are. And initially they may seem like a really good idea, but as this person's foundation grows and their laws grow arms and legs, do you really see the real character coming out there? Because this person is very strong, is very controlled, and they expect the people round about them to be the same. They don't want to see any weaknesses. Put your emotions to the side. And if they have a fight that they aim to win, they expect everyone within their domain to stand up with them. So yes, there are the good things here about having this person within your life. but do they take away the negativeness of his personality? And again, we're moving on to the King of Swords here. Another strong personality. Both of these cards are about making rules, laying down the laws of the land. And with the King of Swords in particular, this is all about removing your emotions from whatever the situation is. Because this person here is more clinical in how they view things. They look at things in a reasoned and logical way. And they are maybe a little bit more fair and impartial when they're having to make a decision. But when they make the decision, then you can expect them to be blunt and cutting if required. Now, there is two strong characteristics there. Obey, be brave, be courageous, be logical, remove your emotions. Both of these cards is about strength in creating a domain that provides protection, provides whatever organisational requirements you need. And yes, they do offer protection, but they do expect a lot in return. Let's move on to the next card here, and we've got the Hanged Man. Now, this is all about looking at things in a different way, because the way that you've been doing it up until now seems to have hit a wall. It's not working the way that it should be working. You're not seeing the benefits. Even though you do have a lot of strong characteristics there, is that not enough in this situation? Are you needing to approach it differently? Maybe have a different perspective on whatever the situation or the task is? Are you maybe not getting the responses that you need because of the harshness and the discipline and self-control that you expect people to have? And maybe you have learned that if you look at things or approach things in a different way, then you may get different opportunities that come your way that can be really successful in giving you what you want and need. This is also about decisions. Choosing which path to take. And it could be difficult because you're going to have to relinquish this control, this leadership here, just a little. And it could be very uncomfortable for you to walk down these different paths. But there are benefits within it. Now, this could be someone who is around about you. This could be maybe a leader within your life. It could be your parents. It could be whatever role that you look up to in the community, school, college, friends. And it could be that it's you. Are you coming across as being authoritarian? Do as I say? Do you snap your fingers and expect people to kneel? And the benefit of looking at things in a different way and suspending this authoritarian method of going about things, that you may see better results. Because there's a saying that you can catch more flies with honey rather than vinegar. All right, let's jump back to the beginning again and look at it from a love perspective. Let's jump back in again and we'll go back to the beginning with the Emperor here and look at it from a love perspective now. Now this is a man's man. This is someone who just exudes masculinity, dominance. And this is someone who gives an air of protection and provision. There's someone who likes to be the person that everyone looks to. And this can be really appealing. It could be that this person here is someone that you look up to, is influential within your community, within your friends, someone that you have a crush on and would like to take it further. Now the Emperor here can be really charming, funny, and they can draw you like a magnet. But the thing is that once you begin to talk to them for a little while, do you maybe realise that they're a little bit condescending? Do they maybe think of women as a lesser being? Do they feel that maybe women are irrational, that they expect to be pampered? And because this person is a manly man, do they maybe not like when women challenge their views or their actions? Is that what they see as being irrational? And because they don't like to be challenged, this could bring out the inflexibility in their character. Because at the end of the day, the Emperor here needs and wants control. And that could result in you being a little bit resentful, if that's the small things that are getting under your skin. But it could be that the control that is requested of you can be a little bit more domineering. The reaction to that may be a little bit more explosive because of the provision or the protection that this person is offering is maybe not rejected but not required at certain times. The Emperor will not like that very much. It could be that his leadership qualities then burst through, but in a more domineering way. It could become a little bit twisted, turn into oppression. But maybe it turns into something that's a little bit more physically restrictive and abusive. And the results of having such a strong character and strong characteristics is that they can become overpowering and overwhelming. Let's move on now to the next card that we have here, and it's the King of Swords. Now again here, the power and the authority that this card represents is continued on from the Emperor. But this is more about being in control in a slightly different way, because this person is about intelligence, logic, reason. And he's not really someone that you want to be about when you're feeling a little bit self-conscious, because if you ask a question, then you may get a blunt answer that you weren't really expecting. And both of these cards share the common goals of implementing rules, laws within their realm. They don't want to have weakness. They don't want to have emotional outbreaks. And if those things should appear, then they deal with them quite quickly. They squash those things away. Both of these cards represent someone who is a leader, is someone who expects a high standard, and they expect your A game. So this is quite a difficult place to be in. Will you ever live up to their expectations? Or will you constantly be having criticism raining down on you? Now the Hanged Man here brings contradiction into this reading, because up until now it's been pretty solid, strong characteristics. But this is a moment where you make a decision to look around you, look at things from a different perspective. The more you struggle to try to maintain this leadership, value and infallibility, the more you seem to move away from it. Do you maybe realise that having all of this control is maybe your Achilles heel? The more you push people to do what you want, the more they're going to push back. The only way that you're going to survive in this situation is to give up your control. All right, let's move on to the next section, and we have selling out. All right, this is the last section, and the card that's came forward for you is selling out. Now, do you feel that with the changes that you've had to make, that you've lost a little bit of yourself, of your integrity? Do you feel that your inner strength is being challenged because you're not able to do things the way that you've wanted to? And this is the time that you maybe have to stand up for the decisions that you've made. Your power, your talents, your abilities have not disappeared. You may not be doing them in the way that you wanted, and you may feel like you've sold out. It's time to do something that is maybe not for yourself. This could be a moment of surviving to live another day. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Please take care, Libra, and I'll see you next time. Bye.